So if you guys watched the previous video, the Christmas video, I let you guys know that my sister was interested in the story about the couple that came into the open house, where I said like I fumbled that interaction. So the sequence of events for me are a little foggy because like I was on my computer and then I was vlogging at the same time. But basically, it was raining that day, so I wasn't really expecting people, like too many people, to come in. Like on a good day, on a beautiful sunny day, like uh, you'll get one person, you might get zero. Like it really depends. So because it was raining, I really wasn't expecting people to come through. But I think that's maybe real estate 101, like expect the unexpected. And also like there were like different events going on because it was the weekend before Halloween. So honestly, I really wasn't expecting much to happen. So I was on the phone with my sister for a minute, and then I was like, let's like get off the phone. Well, I was like, I'm gonna vlog, but I was like, let's just kind of like, I'll call you back because if someone walks in, I don't want to just really be getting off the phone or whatever. So and then also my battery was dying, so I was like, I'm gonna just charge my phone and let me just like be present. So yeah, I was not recording because my phone needed to charge, so that's correct. So I did have my laptop, but I was like a little bored, so I decided to walk from the back to the front of the house. And when I got to the front of the house, I looked out the window, and the couple had just pulled in and were getting out the car, and they saw me looking out the window like a weirdo. So, when you see customers coming in, obviously you don't want to not open the door for them. You don't want to not open the door for them. You don't want to walk back to like the back of the house. So I opened the door, and I think because I realized I made that one weirdo mistake, it just threw me completely off because I did not want that to happen, because something like that happened at a different open house that I held. But the people that came in, they weren't clients. They worked with the title company, and so they were just like going to the neighborhood, checking out the open house and seeing what's on the market. So oh my god, so I was like, oh my god, that's so weird the first time around. I was like, I don't want that to happen again. So this happened again. I was like, oh my god, I was just like so annoyed. So anyway, I opened the door, because I'm already like thrown aback. Like I didn't introduce myself. I was just like, hey, how are you? And the customer comes in, she introduces herself, and so I was waiting for her partner to introduce himself, and he didn't. So that kind of threw me. It just threw me way off. Like just me being a weirdo. It just totally threw off my game. And so that was mistake number two. I didn't introduce myself. Anyway, it's so crazy. So anyway, didn't introduce myself. And so they came in, and I gave my little spiel that they can walk around. I let them know that the door to the backyard was open, and they can check that out if they wanted to. Because it's a duplex, so it's a one-story duplex. So they didn't have access to the other side; they only had access to one side. So just giving them like the lay of the land or whatever. And so that was the first like phase of what happened. Second, they're done with the tour because the house is not, it's not huge, it's just one story. And so I think I asked them like, what do you guys think of the house? I was like, yeah, like we really like it. They live in the area already, and they're renting basically. So they were like potentially looking to buy at the end of their lease, and that was the opportunity for me to find out if they were represented. Mind you, they did sign the sign out sheet, but I had the sign in sheet, but I had it towards the back of the house in the kitchen, and the kitchen is where like the door toward where the door to the backyard is. And so again, I'm not following them, so I'm like in the center of the house, so I didn't get to look at the sheet and see, oh, like they're not represented. So and you want to be like very careful, like you don't want to go after someone's client. And I think I haven't had enough interactions to know how to like navigate that and find that out. Like because I'm a newbie, I'm trying to be as normal as possible and not be a little weirdo. So and then like and so yeah, so that was my opportunity to find out, like, ask questions like, have you guys been looking for a long time? Do you guys want to stay in the neighborhood? Or I could ask so many different questions. Like I could have even asked like, if they were from in like were they both from here. I don't know. I asked them if they had a dog or something. I was just like, what did I say? I think I was like, I said more than what I'm about to say, but I can't remember. But I think basically I was just like, well, if you guys have any questions, just reach out and call me. Mind you, luckily, I printed out, a sheet with the description of the property, and I put my number on the sheet because your girl forgot her business cards. Mistake number 500. I didn't have my business cards on me. And so I was like, basically, like, yeah, like, why the heck they gonna reach out to me? First of all, I'm not even the listing agent. Like, what the heck they want? What do they need from me in regards to like finding out things about the house? And then they're not even looking to buy right now. They're not looking to buy in the next 7 days, in the next 30 days. They still have a whole 6-month lease. And I said, hey, if you want more information, reach out to me. Like, what the hell? I'm supposed to be reaching out to you. But I said all of this because I was nervous, or I'm just not used to, like, I don't have like a flow yet, or like and it's because I'm not organized. That's the honest truth. I need to be more organized and structured, because if that was the case, like if I just had like a game plan, or if I had like just default questions to ask, I wouldn't have ever been in this problem. Like, at least have 3 questions that are just ready to go, and I just had nothing. So I didn't have my business cards. You obviously, my butt is not organized. That's just the honest truth. I need to put more work into it. So anyway, thank goodness for the sign-in sheet, or I wouldn't even have their information. But anyway, I is there anything else I could have done better, or how it ended? So anyway, super sweet. She was just, and that's another thing, she was just throwing the information out there for me to grab and latch onto and catch. And your girl was just like, inside, I don't want to waste their time. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to pry. And I let them walk out the door. And she was giving me information. She was like interested, probably, in just like having a conversation. And I think because, like I said, I didn't know if they were represented or not. I was just like, I don't want to look like, I don't want to be put in that position where it's still, well, where I'm like trying to poach, because you can't steal someone's client. I don't know, but trying to like poach, that's not cool. And guys, there are lawsuits out there and all kinds of crazy. So I do not want to be caught up out there. And I know there are things that I don't know. Like every time I go to like a broker meeting, or I go to like our local association, you learn all kinds of things, and you learn about people being like realtors and real estate agents being involved in lawsuits because they just said something like offhandedly, or they didn't really think about what they were going to say next, and that got them in trouble. Like, you actually have to be careful. And so honestly, so part of it is me protecting myself, and the other part of it is just not being organized and prepared. You know what to say, because I could easily go to ChatGPT and just be like, what do you like? How should the conversation go when you're unsure if the customer, the buyer, is represented or not? Like, I'm just not prepared. That's the honest truth. But I am working on it every day. Okay, so don't get it twisted. I'm working on it, but also, it's just like, you can't play games with your business. You really can't. And so I've been getting more serious with it, and I was like very overwhelmed. So that's one thing I forgot to mention in the last video, because I was just like all over the place. But on the whim, when I decided to get my license, like, I was studying nonstop, and I honestly burnt myself out. And I thought, like, you can study and you can go ahead and get your license, and then you can just like guns a-blazing, like everything is just gonna work out. And I think because I like worked so hard to get the license, and I passed it on the first go, like I had such high expectations for myself. And then like when I downloaded a dialer, and it was at the time, it's too expensive. Like the fees and all these things is just too expensive for me to keep up with right now. And so when I wasn't able to, like, I was able to get calls, I was able to speak to people, and that's another story too, like fumbling the dialogue, and where I was so close to getting like a listing appointment, but I just said something, like, you say one thing off or weird, they don't want to work when you don't trust you, and I don't blame them. You know, like I'm like, no, trust me, listen, I would be an angel to work with, and I would, you know, I have mentors, I have my whole brokerage like behind me, so if anyone works with me, they're gonna be well taken care of, trust me. Okay. The problem is that even for me, like if I'm wanting to work with a realtor, like if I hear something a little weird, it's just like, oh man, like, you know, obviously you don't know if that person is new. You don't know anything about them. That's the whole point. You don't know anything about them. So like, how do you know if they're trustworthy? You know, so you really do have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to practice your scripts. And so I was really discouraged because twice I could have had a listing appointment. I just got so discouraged. And then, you know, money just, you know, just flying out of my hands. And just like, I was just very stressed out. So, very burnt out. But now I feel like, you know, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm ready to grind again. And to be honest, I did not give myself a break. Like, once I got the license, I'm like, okay, I keep grinding. But, you know, there's only so much you can take. I'm also working full time. Like, I don't even realize how hard I work. Like, I really don't realize it sometimes. And then when I'm not performing the way I want to perform, like, I really go hard on myself. And you shouldn't, because that will just, you know, you basically hit a plateau and you just think something's wrong with you, and you just, like, all your motivation goes out the window. So me going to the brokerage meetings, me continuing, like, my education is how much time? Okay, I gotta go, guys. That's the end of this video because I'm out of memory, and maybe it'll be a part 2. Okay? All right, love you. Bye. I'm sorry.